Imagine standing near a volcano, the ground trembling beneath your feet. But before any scientist gives a warning, you notice birds flying away, dogs barking frantically, and elephants marching uphill. Could it be that animals already know what's about to happen? Today, we'll explore the mysterious connection between animals and volcanoes, and what it means for our survival. This is not just science, it's a story of instinct, nature, and hidden warning signals that could save thousands of lives. Welcome to What If Animals Know Before the Volcano Erupts? The mystery of animal instincts. Picture this. It's a calm morning in a small village at the foot of a towering volcano. Children laugh as they walk to school, farmers till the fields, and shopkeepers lift their shutters to welcome another day. Everything feels normal until something strange begins to happen. Birds suddenly burst into the sky, dogs bark wildly, and cattle grow restless, tugging at their ropes. At first, no one pays much attention, but within hours, the ground begins to shake, and the volcano explodes with a fury no one saw coming. This isn't just an imagined scene. Time and again, history has shown us similar stories where animals appeared to sense disaster before it struck. From tsunamis to earthquakes, from storms to volcanic eruptions, there are countless accounts of animals behaving mysteriously in the hours, or even days, before humans realized what was coming. Take the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. Survivors across Sri Lanka, Thailand, and India recalled how elephants suddenly bolted inland, heading to higher ground. Dogs barked frantically and refused to go near the shoreline. Even flamingos left their low-lying nests and flew to safety. Hours later, massive waves crashed ashore, killing hundreds of thousands of people. To this day, villagers remember how the animals seemed to know long before any scientific warning was issued. Earthquakes tell a similar story. In Japan, cats have been observed acting restless and pacing before tremors strike. In China, there are countless reports of snakes slithering out of their winter burrows days before quakes hit. Dogs howl, fish leap chaotically from rivers, and livestock refuse to eat. For centuries, these strange behaviors fueled myths and folklore. But as modern science advanced, researchers began asking, is there something real here? Could animals truly possess a hidden sense that humans lack? And when it comes to volcanoes, the evidence is just as chilling. Before the catastrophic eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington in 1980, witnesses reported deer and elk fleeing downhill. Birds abandoned their nests, and even family pets behaved strangely, whining and refusing to settle. While scientists were monitoring seismic activity with instruments, the animals seemed to be listening to something else. Subtle vibrations, faint frequencies, or invisible changes in the air that human senses simply couldn't detect. This leads us to a powerful idea. What if animals are living, breathing warning systems? Could their instincts be nature's original alarm bells? Faster, sharper, and more reliable than any machine we've built. If we could learn to read these signals, we might predict disasters with far greater accuracy. But not everyone is convinced. Scientists point out that animals can act strangely for many reasons. Changes in the weather, nearby predators, or even noise from human activity. Still, time after time, when disaster strikes, the animals are the first to run. This mystery, how animals sense danger before volcanoes erupt, is the beginning of our journey. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the volcano itself, how it builds up pressure, what signals it gives off, and why animals may be tuned into nature's secrets long before humans ever realize the danger. Volcanoes and silent warnings. To understand why animals might sense danger before a volcano erupts, we first need to understand the volcano itself. A volcano isn't just a mountain. It's a pressure cooker. Deep beneath the Earth's crust, molten rock called magma builds and shifts, searching for a way out. Over time, gas bubbles expand, pressure rises, and cracks form. Eventually, the mountain can no longer hold back the force. When it breaks, the result is catastrophic: fire, ash, and molten lava exploding into the sky. But here's the thing: volcanoes don't erupt without warning. They whisper before they roar. Scientists call these precursors. Small earthquakes, ground swelling, subtle shifts in temperature, and invisible gases leaking into the air. Humans need sensitive instruments, seismographs, gas detectors, satellites, to pick up these clues. But animals, they seem to notice them long before we do. Take Hawaii, a land shaped by fire. Residents near Kilauea volcano often talk about how local birds suddenly grow silent before an eruption, or how dogs grow anxious, barking at nothing. In 2018, just days before Kilauea unleashed rivers of lava that swallowed roads and neighborhoods, locals reported pets pacing restlessly and livestock behaving oddly. It was as though they knew the earth was preparing to change. Or consider Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines, 1991, one of the largest eruptions of the 20th century. It blanketed skies with ash and cooled global temperatures. But before the eruption, villagers recalled seeing water buffalo acting uneasy, pacing in circles and refusing to graze. Chickens stopped laying eggs. Dogs barked into the night, while scientists monitored rising sulfur dioxide levels and seismic activity. The animals were already on edge. So, what exactly are they sensing? There are several theories. Some researchers believe animals detect low-frequency vibrations, tiny tremors that humans can't feel. Others suggest that animals hear infrasound, sounds pitched below the range of human hearing, but produced by shifting magma. Still others argue that animals react to changes in air chemistry, like the sudden release of carbon dioxide, sulfur, or other gases that leak from the earth before eruptions. Even magnetic fields may play a role, as volcanic activity can disrupt the Earth's natural magnetic balance. Imagine a dog, its ears far sharper than ours, picking up a distant rumble beneath the ground. Or a bird sensing chemical changes in the air with each breath. Or an elephant, whose feet are so sensitive that they can detect vibrations from miles away. These abilities aren't supernatural. They're survival tools, honed over millions of years of evolution. Yet while animals may sense the danger, they cannot tell us directly. Their frantic behavior becomes a silent warning, one we must learn to interpret. And that is where the challenge lies. Do we dismiss their actions as coincidence? Or do we start paying closer attention to the signals they give? Because here's the truth. Volcanoes are some of the deadliest natural disasters on Earth. In a single moment, they can wipe out entire towns. And if animals really do sense the warning signs before we do, then ignoring them might mean ignoring the chance to save thousands of lives. In the next part, we'll explore the science behind this mysterious sixth sense. How exactly do animals pick up these signals? And is there proof beyond the stories? Let's dig deeper into what the research says. The science behind the sixth sense. Stories of animals sensing disaster are fascinating. But what does science actually say? Can we prove that animals detect eruptions before they happen? Or are these just coincidences that humans notice after the fact? To answer this, scientists have spent decades studying animal behavior, searching for patterns that connect instinct with geology. One of the most convincing explanations comes from vibrations. The Earth is never truly still, especially near a restless volcano. As magma shifts beneath the surface, it produces low-frequency tremors, far below what human senses can detect. These vibrations, however, are easily picked up by animals. Elephants, for instance, can feel vibrations through the soles of their feet and communicate across miles by stomping on the ground. Dogs are known to sense earthquakes seconds before humans do, barking or bolting away before the shaking begins. so it makes sense that they could also detect the subtle rumblings of magma deep underground. Another clue lies in sound. Many animals can hear frequencies humans cannot. Dogs and cats, for example, hear ultrasonic sounds, while some birds can detect infrasound, extremely low, pitched noises produced by volcanoes as gas and magma move within them. To us, these sounds are silence. To an animal, they may be nature's loudest alarm bell. But sound and vibration aren't the only suspects. Changes in air chemistry also offer hints. Before eruptions, volcanoes often release invisible gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide. These gases seep through the ground and drift into the air. While humans might not notice until concentrations are dangerous, animals with sharper senses of smell may detect even the smallest trace. A cow that refuses to graze or a bird that suddenly leaves its nesting area may be reacting to these invisible, toxic signals. Then there's magnetism. The Earth's magnetic field is constantly shifting, and volcanic activity can cause local disturbances. Pigeons, sea turtles, and even certain fish rely on magnetic fields to navigate. If a volcano disrupts this field, these animals may become disoriented or agitated, leading to the unusual behavior people often witness before eruptions. Scientists have begun to take these possibilities seriously. In Italy, researchers monitored farm animals near Mount Etna and found that cows, dogs, and chickens often acted unusually in the days leading up to eruptions. In Japan, studies of catfish, believed for centuries to predict earthquakes, showed that they indeed became restless before seismic activity. These findings suggest that the stories are more than just folklore. There's real biology at play. Still, the science is far from settled. Not every strange behavior signals a disaster, and not every disaster is preceded by obvious animal warnings. The challenge lies in separating genuine signals from random noise. For example, a dog may bark at a predator or a loud truck just as easily as it might bark at underground tremors. To rely on animals as warning systems, scientists must figure out how to distinguish one cause from another. And yet, the possibility is too powerful to ignore. If we could understand these signals clearly, animals could become our partners in disaster prediction, saving countless lives. After all, they are part of the same natural world we inhabit, only more finely tuned to its whispers. In the next part, we'll compare humans and animals directly. Why do animals sense danger faster than our technology? And what does that mean for our survival in a world of unpredictable disasters? Humans vs. animals. Who senses danger better? Humans pride themselves on being the most intelligent species on Earth. We've built satellites that orbit the planet, sensors that dig into the ground, and supercomputers that analyze volcanic activity. And yet, when it comes to sensing immediate danger, animals often outpace us. Why? The answer lies in how each species interacts with the natural world. Think about it this way. Animals live in constant awareness of their environment. A deer must sense the approach of a predator before it's too late. A bird must navigate storms and shifting winds during migration. A dog must rely on sound and scent far beyond what humans can perceive. For them, survival depends on paying attention to the slightest changes around them. Their senses are sharper, their instincts honed by millions of years of evolution. Humans, on the other hand, have grown comfortable. We live in houses that shield us from the elements. We depend on technology to warn us of danger, and we've lost touch with the subtle cues of nature. Where an animal notices a vibration in the earth, we feel nothing. Where a bird senses a chemical shift in the air, we keep breathing as if nothing has changed. It's not that humans can't detect these signals. It's that we've stopped needing to. Take the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980. Scientists monitored seismic activity for weeks, but the final, explosive eruption still caught many by surprise. Animals, meanwhile, had already fled the area. Deer, elk, and birds disappeared from the slopes long before the mountain blew apart. Our machines gave us data, their instincts gave them survival. This doesn't mean science is powerless. Modern technology allows us to detect patterns animals cannot, like slow underground magma movement, invisible to even the sharpest senses. Satellites can measure the swelling of a volcano with millimeter precision, something no creature could ever notice. But when it comes to the last minute signals, those subtle shifts that mean an eruption is imminent, animals often have the edge. Consider the difference in timing. A dog may sense an earthquake seconds before it hits, giving humans almost no time to act. But in the case of volcanoes, animals sometimes respond hours, even days, before an eruption. This window could mean the difference between chaos and an orderly evacuation. If people learned to trust and interpret these signals, entire communities could be saved. So here's the big question: should we rely more on technology or on the instincts of animals? The truth is, the best answer may be both. Technology gives us long-term predictions, broad monitoring, and hard data. Animals give us the last, urgent push, the living alarms that say, "Run, now." By combining the two, humanity could achieve a level of disaster preparedness that neither alone could provide. But there's another challenge: belief. While science demands evidence and precision, animals don't provide graphs or charts. They give us behavior: barking, fleeing, refusing to eat. For centuries, these signs have been dismissed as superstition. Yet again and again, animals have been right. Perhaps it's time we humbled ourselves and listened more closely. In the next part, we'll explore what the future could look like if humans embraced this partnership. Could we actually use animals as natural disaster warning systems? Could your dog, your cat, or even a herd of elephants one day save lives by telling us when the Earth is about to erupt? The future of disaster prediction, animals as natural warning systems. Imagine a future where saving lives doesn't depend only on satellites or machines, but also on the instincts of animals we live alongside every day. A network of dogs, cats, cows, birds, even elephants, all quietly alerting us when the Earth is about to erupt. It may sound like science fiction, but researchers around the world are already exploring how animals could become part of our natural disaster warning systems. In parts of Italy, scientists have tested cameras and sensors on farms near Mount Etna, recording the movements of cows, sheep, and dogs. When the animals grew restless before eruptions, their behavior was logged and compared with seismic data. The results: clear patterns that lined up with volcanic activity. In Japan, fish behavior is monitored for signs of earthquakes. In China, scientists still study catfish, creatures that locals have believed for centuries can predict tremors. Slowly, the old legends are colliding with modern science, and the results are hard to ignore. But the real future lies in technology learning from biology. Imagine collars or wearable devices for pets that track their heart rate, movements, and stress levels. If a dog begins to panic or cattle suddenly rush uphill, the data could be sent instantly to disaster monitoring centers. Instead of one farmer noticing his cows are nervous, an entire country could receive a real-time alert. Your dog barking at night might not just mean an intruder. It could be the Earth warning you to move. And this isn't just about volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, storms. Many disasters may leave signals that animals detect. In 2011, during the Fukushima earthquake in Japan, pet owners reported cats and dogs acting strangely hours before the disaster struck. What if their behavior had been systematically tracked? Could thousands more lives have been saved? Of course, challenges remain. Not every strange action means danger, and false alarms could create panic. A restless herd of cows might be reacting to a predator, not magma beneath the earth. That's why the future will require combining animal instincts with hard science. Imagine a system where animal data is one layer, seismic readings another, and satellite imagery a third. Together, they could form the most accurate disaster warning system humanity has ever built. But beyond the science, there's a deeper message here, one about humility. For too long, humans have believed we are separate from nature, more advanced, more intelligent. Yet again and again, animals show us they are listening to signals we've forgotten how to hear. The earth speaks, animals respond, and maybe, if we're wise enough, we can learn to listen through them. So the next time your dog refuses to calm down, or birds suddenly abandon the trees outside your window, pause and think. They might be warning you of something bigger, something hidden beneath the surface. What if animals really do know before the volcano erupts? The answer could reshape not just how we survive disasters, but how we see our place in the living world.